Diablo 4 is finally here.
At long last.
I'm gonna be 100% real. Man, I'm having a mixed experience with Diablo 4.
Dirty pig's born liar.
The campaign was mostly great. Act 6 blew me away, but I'm not feeling the same about other aspects of the game, and Diablo is very much the kind of series that you don't just buy for the campaign, but that endgame. The cinematics team, the artists who brought back that darker Diablo atmosphere, and the people behind the lore who have connected Diablo 4 to the Diablo universe. They all deserve a massive pat on the back.
I wonder what old Deckard Cain would have written in his chronicles if he had seen us.
But I've gotta be honest, after that campaign I'm really struggling with Diablo 4. I'm not really a fan of what Diablo has become. I know Diablo 3 had a truckload of problems, but I feel like Diablo 4 has gone down another dark direction. I've reached the point where I'm not really enjoying myself, so I've decided to stop and wait for Season 1, which is probably going to make or break the game going forwards for me. And well, it just seems illogical to wait a few weeks and complete endgame in Season 1 with new stuff and more rewards than complete just the basic endgame available now.
What a pity.
Okay, I'll start with the good, the campaign. For the most part, I really enjoyed the campaign. Whenever big Diablo lore or names were dropped, the story really caught my attention. I was super glued to the screen. There's loads of ties to Diablo 2, which is fantastic. I guess it makes sense straight after resurrecting Diablo 2, and the developers really tried to capture that darker Diablo atmosphere that we kind of lost with Diablo 3.
My armies flow through the Hell Rifts. That is not the only Hell Rift. The Hell Rifts are closed, but it is of no matter.
Hey, trying to grow the channel, my goal is 10,000 subs, so any likes or support would be an amazing help. I mostly cover RPGs in all shapes and sizes, and I do love Final Fantasy. Thank you. I really like the big bad Lilith. She's a bit different from your usual diabolical primeval antagonists. She's pretty devious and a bit of a manipulator. There's a few moments where you're questioning maybe she's kind of right. Maybe there's a little good in her, and that's something the story explores. There are 6 acts, and they're all building up to that big final Act 6, which is probably my favourite part of the game. But some of the other acts were a bit slower. Maybe it could have been cut down to 4 or 5 high quality acts, but overall great. There's only 2 big cinematics with Diablo 4, which is a bit less than usual, but they are fantastic. But thing is, we've kind of already seen them. Activision Blizzard released the entire first cinematic, and then half of the game's final cinematic as marketing trailers before Diablo 4 had even come out. So be careful you don't skip that final cinematic because you think you've seen it before. It is extended in-game. But to make up for this, there are some pretty fantastic in-engine cinematics with loads of fancy camera angles. So World Tiers are the game's tiers of difficulty, and I played the campaign in World Tier 1, and that's because I didn't feel like getting only 20% more experience points for Tier 2 was worth it. But I think part of me regrets not doing it entirely on Tier 2, because it was a little bit too easy, so make sure you don't make the same mistake as me. So it was a bit of a crap start with Diablo 4. It was already £60 to £70 for the base game, and I wasn't willing to pay an extra £20 to start 4 days early. So I got to see all my friends having fun and getting miles ahead. And of course YouTube was recommending Diablo 4 videos with massive spoilers in the titles and thumbnails. Just brilliant. So outside of that core campaign, there's an open world with maps full of copy-paste objectives to tick off, loads of low-effort side quests as if I was playing old World of Warcraft again, timer-based content that has you doing daily quests and weekly quests or waiting for events to start, level scaling that completely destroys any sense of RPG progression. Yes, Diablo 3 eventually got level scaling, but it wasn't so bad because you'd very quickly reach max level at the point it was implemented. While in Diablo 4 it does take a while to get to level 100. And who doesn't love a huge in-game cash shop after paying £70 to £100 for the game? The developers promised that cosmetics sold would be visually equal to those earned in-game, and I've yet to see anything come close to the Necromancer store armor, so naughty devs selling Poke Pies. Here's the thing, all these things together really drain the fun out of the game for me. I'm sitting here with maps for collectibles and event timers on one screen, and Diablo 4 on the other. It's just not fun, and if I don't play like this, I'm missing out on so much stuff like the permanent stat boosts for collectibles. Diablo is inherently a grindy game all about slaughtering hordes of demons and progressing and getting faster and stronger, but somewhere along the line it instead became more about grinding awful side quests, open world collectibles, daily quests, weekly quests or time-based events, And just to top it all off, everything you achieve in this game feels worthless because of the level scaling. Every time you level up, so do the enemies. Every level up, your gear is kind of out of date and requires replaced, enchanted, upgraded. There's no sense of progression or getting stronger. Enemies level up to match you, and the scaling is whack, with higher level enemies scaling more to compensate for all the later game systems.
I wish it wasn't true. But it is.
I love talent trees and they returned with Diablo 4, but I've gotta be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed. In beta we got to see talent trees for level 25 characters, and they were very simple and linear, but they looked like a good start for level 25. It turns out those level 25 talent trees are it. They are the entire talent trees for the full game with 100 levels. Well, you do eventually unlock the Paragon board, which is a decent addition. It reminds me a little of Final Fantasy XII's Zodiac system. I'm gonna really get into this when I try Season 1. But it's pretty clear that Activision Blizzard are trying to keep things accessible and not too complicated, which is fine, but that's not what I'm looking for. To be honest, I didn't like Diablo 3's skill runes, but these talent trees are so bare bones they kind of feel like a lesser version of those skill runes in disguise, especially how for some nodes you choose runes for skills. I've been playing Necromancer and it's decent, but there's a serious lack of control of your skeletons this time around. In Diablo 3 you could drag them around the screen to put them on top of enemies. That doesn't exist here, and my skeletons are at the mercy of the AI, and they're usually miles behind me trying to keep up. I'm not really a big fan of the dungeons available too either. So many of them are just the same, and I know the Diablo series is repetitive, but in the previous games areas were partially procedurally generated, or areas would have different camera angles to make them feel a bit different. This is the first Diablo game without an overlay map too. That sucks. I've got so many nitpicks. Have I just become a miserable git?
I'm bloody hungry.
At least, like I said, the focus campaign was mostly great, but I'm going to give the game another try once Season 1 rolls out. Let me know what you think of Diablo 4, I will try to read and reply to every comment. Peace for now.